How you doing, people? Let's make sure that this is running first. Okay, I think it's on. Okay, I'm just finished watching a video from Speaker's Corner where a person from the DCCI ministries was talking to a Muslim just about things she's found in the Quran or Hadiths, and because she has been known to do things that have been found to be uh, insulting or basically they didn't like what she said, demeaning to their messenger, um, because of recent findings that there are parts of the Quran that are different from other Qurans. They've found different Qurans. The narrative has plot holes in it, so therefore it throws out the notion that the Quran is never been changed. It's been unadulterated. It's all good for all time. So Hatun Tash has been over the last few weeks of this narrative being of this new news that has just come to light, which is still being debated to, even though it's a massive thing that has gone around the world, has been debated whether or not there are holes in the Quran, as they say, holes in the narrative, plot holes. But she's been jumped. Everyone that is a critique, that's what DCCI stands for, is defending Christ and criticizing Islam. I think it is. Uh, they are they have been jumping on the bandwagon. There's loads of uh, people that normally do critique videos of Islam jumping on the bandwagon of this because it's huge news to them. So anyway, that's been going on, and Hatun Tash is one of the loudest opinions on this. She's drilled holes in actual Qurans to, hammer home the point to people because it's a visual reference. Some people don't read enough, and so there's a visual reference. Look what I've done to your book that you think is magical, blah blah blah. So she's absolutely ripping them over this new findings, and she's because Charlie Hebdo case has you know, come to a conclusion, or they are. It's an anniversary. That's right, and so they're showing the cartoons that got nine, I think 9 people shot by fundamentalists, far right Islamists, whatever you want to call them, terrorists basically. Just go with terrorists. Um, uh, Charlie Hebdo cartoons. So she's been carrying around those. They're quite hilarious, but why would anyone find that so offensive? And again, I say, whenever I hear that word, I am offended, offensive. If you are offended, check for bruising and shut up. Check that you're hurt and go away. If you're offended, I don't care. So as soon as some people say to me, I'm offended by what you say, I straight away have it in my head to tell them to, you know what I mean? Just so when she hears that, Hatun Tash, she just goes harder. She's just ripping into them because she knows that these faint-hearted, lily-livered people that want to do her harm or shout at her are showing the weakness of their belief, of their faith, or they're showing the weakness. They should debate. They should reason. They should explain. Because if it's so strong, then why would they need to? Why would they need to hurt her? Why would they need to attack anyone that has a problem critiquing something? Because it needs to be critiqued, especially in these day and age. So, so I was watching this video, and I've only just seen it, of a video that was made yesterday. I think the Sunday they normally gather in Speaker's Corner, where she was talking to a Muslim, and the person didn't like what she said, and punched her straight in the mouth. And it's uproar, and they arrested the guy, and that's it. But like, I'm just like, wow, these people that were going on, seeing the video, and you should see the comments underneath the video saying, well done, she had it coming, you can't critique us and get away with it, this things that how long did she think she was going to get away with it, blah blah blah. Just hundreds of comments, just, yeah, that's one for us, blah blah blah. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? I've got a group that was was built on stopping bullying, and that was started 20 years ago, because back in my past, I hated bullying when I was a child. I hated what I saw. I always came to the defense of people that were bullied. Do you see what I'm saying? So I was like, as a martial artist, if you're strong, you put down the people that are trying to defeat the weak. You know what I'm saying? This is just my mentality. So I'm like 40 years later now, seeing raw child, schoolyard bullying going on in the most heinous place to do physical harm, Speaker's Corner, where it's supposed to be free speech, and we've got people that have been grown up in the UK. They've grown up in the UK. They understand what Britain is all about. They understand our culture. They understand everything to do with it. And then they bring their family over who don't not necessarily sure. They should get them to an understanding of, no, they're allowed to do that. This is Speaker's Corner. This has been going on for 150 years. They're allowed to do that. So don't get upset. If you can't take it, just leave the park. Don't argue with them because you're in the wrong. The police will arrest you. But because a couple of weeks ago, the same Hatun Tash who was ripping the mick out of what she's found out about the narrative, someone didn't understand that and they decided to bully her. And what happened then was they got a rallying crowd behind them and jeered her out of the park, to the point where the police had to intervene and took away the person that they were attacking, for fear that the mob will turn into a violent mob and attack her and do her harm. So they had to they took the viewpoint that you take away the person that's being attacked, rather than deal with a huge crowd, because you haven't got the resources yet to deal with them. So they did the right thing as security for what was happening. They took away Hatun Tash in the car. Now, yeah, we got her out of the park, yeah. Of course, she was back the next day, even later on. She even argued before she went to the police that this is turning into a Sharia corner and all kinds of other things. But the fact is that they bullied her then, and I was just like, how do they feel this is success for them? How how is the mentality the supreme? These are supposed to be the better people. They're following the best of mankind, according to them. And this is what your teacher told you to do. If my students behaved, the antithesis of what I taught them, I would have problems with them. I would have deep problems with them. And my students who saw them acting differently from how I taught them would say, that's not how Sifu taught you. They would have it out with them and in public and make sure that everyone knows this is not the way we carry on. But there was nothing after she was removed from the park, apart from comments like, yeah, we did it, 1-0 to us, blah, blah. The same mob mentality was displayed after this attack, this most recent attack on Hatun Tash. So I'll just say that there, if you've got a modicum of self-respect, if you've got an modicum of class about you, isn't it about time you stamped out the bullying aspect of your religion? And I'm not just talking about Islam. I'm talking about all the religions. I'm talking about all of them. They're always ramming it down your throat. We're better than you because we've got this behind us. We're better. Our lifestyle is better. You should come to us. And if not, we'll chop you with swords and we'll shoot you and we'll go to your country and bomb it and blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't matter which religion you're talking about. I mean, this one is highlighted now. But doesn't it show the outside world looking in? You guys have come to my front door as salesmen. You've all arrived. You've all Catholicism, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever, any religion. They all come to the door at the same time. You've opened the door. What do you guys want? We want you to join our religion, our faith, our belief. Okay, I'm not really up for buying anything today. You do see the sign, please don't try, cold sale. Okay, let me listen to each one of you since you're here now. Let's get it done. What have you got to offer? What have you got to? And they all have their sales pitch. And of course, you know something about products. So you ask questions. Doesn't yours say that you can beat women? Doesn't yours say that you should stone your child if they disapprove of, if they go against what you say? Don't yours say that you have to subjugate yourself as a woman, blah blah blah? What? Doesn't yours allow slavery? Doesn't yours allow? I can come at every single religion, and I used to say, what does yours say about what theirs says about yours? What do you say about that? Why don't you believe in unicorns? You don't believe in unicorns because you haven't seen any evidence, but in your holy book there's like 50 odd references to unicorns. I could go on forever and ever, and each one of them I could leave them arguing amongst themselves. No one could bring me a narrative that says that theirs is better than the one I'm currently residing in, which doesn't have their belief or narrative or faith. So this is the reason why religion is dying. The bullying is apparent and needs to stop, and it's not down to the people that are offended by your bullying. It's down to you sorting it out within your own faith, and nothing will change until that starts to happen on a real. I mean, you've the letdown of if I was a religious leader, especially Islam, and this guy punched, I'll be like, what is wrong? Well, I thought we got past this. I thought we were grown. I thought we were now being intelligent about how we would deliver our narrative, our belief and faith, and try and bring people in. How are we going to bring people in when we punch them in the park because they're not listening to us? When we do violence because they're not listening? As a child, my dad used to say, those who can't hear must feel. Right? And it's always before he beat me. So I'm like, okay, I've learned that I get pain whenever I get something wrong. But if you did explain it correctly, I wouldn't have to get it wrong, and then get beaten for it. So it's kind of your fault. So I grew up an angry person. I was very violent when I was young. But now I'm grown and I understand what he was saying. And I understand the disdain that he had of not being able to be intelligent enough to get the problem solved through talking and reason. So he's saying that if I'm an animal and I cannot understand communication, then animals get beaten. And this is what Islam is saying to you now, is that they're going to just treat you like an animal no matter what, because no one can understand them anyway, because their narrative is so crazy and they cannot take critique. I'm a bit raw at the moment, so my actual reasoning behind understanding what that was about is still a bit frail. It's still a bit frayed. So I'm feeling a lot of things at this moment, but the one is anger, and I'm just like, if I'm a martial artist, and if I have a problem, bro, I don't want you to do that anymore. I'm going to do it. Why are you going to do it? I've asked you to stop. Now I don't care what you want. I like what I'm doing. Yeah, but I don't like what you're doing, and I'm more angry than you, and you're not listening to me. You should stop what you're doing. No, I'm going to continue what I'm doing because I love what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to do it. Bruv, you're not listening to me. So what? I don't care about you. Who are you? Where's the cleverness in this? Oh, okay then. You don't want to listen? Okay, it's pain time. Okay. Where is the intelligence that you keep saying you have? Where is the patience? Where is the compassion? Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it in you. You say your messenger, the perfect person, taught you how to deal with people that don't listen to you. And so therefore, is this what you're saying? Is this your little prezi for me? I don't get it. I don't get it, and neither will the people out there, and the people that you're trying to come over to your way of thinking are not going to be listening to you anymore. And I'm saying, like I said before, if I was the head of Islam right now, that's probably a reason why there's so much problems, because there isn't a person you can go to. They'll just say, oh yeah, this is how our people teach. Yes, this is what our messenger has taught us, so that's fine. Okay then, we will not allow you in our country. Immigration control, ICE, turn back at the border, blah blah blah. That's what will happen, and this is why people are so afraid. It's because you're not intelligent enough to have a reasonable conversation, and so they know what you're going to resort to, because you cannot argue your case because you haven't got the intellect to do so. Stop them from coming in the country, because these people are not going to get it. That we can't talk to them anymore. This is how they look. What they do. Look what they do. Look what they do. We're in modern times. There's so much Google out there. You can find out exactly what I'm talking about, and you don't have to get so emotional about it. They're not listening. They don't understand what we're dealing with. I'm not going to behave like an animal. Just stop them from coming in our country. Stop them from having any laws passed for them. Stop them getting any respect. Stop them from being listened to. We don't need to listen to them anymore, because we know what they want in the back of their head. We know what they want. This is not good for you guys. And it just goes, everyone's going to be saying the same thing I'm saying right now is, I told you so.